Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 46 of my Let's Play of, I can never say the name right, but Torment Tides of Numenera, I can never say the Numenera part. Anyway, let's get on with this. Apparently we were talking to Sir Alfred last time. Oh yeah, I remember this. This barn, we're going to have a little chat with all these, weren't we? That's what we were here to do. Hi. Oh, he spat at us. Green mist. Well met again. Do you have more questions for me? Set ask. Apparently I already spoke to you. Who are you again? Sir Alfred Tyrant, travel, explorer, lifelong student of the Numenera. Who are you again? Why not? Sir Alfred Tyrant. Why are you here again? So the game means already asked then. So why are you here again? The sage and protection of the fifth eye. Either way, the answer is knowledge. He takes another swig from his cup. I'd like to ask you some questions about Numenera again. Ask away, friends. Okay, I've asked all this, haven't I? Or have I? That was it again. Aha, maybe I haven't. What are oddity cybers artifacts again? I already asked that. What is cyber sickness? Terrible, just terrible. He sets his pipe down. Cybers are violation devices. Or violet devices? As I told you, if you know what you're doing, you can separate, insulate, quanturn, thus carrying more cybers than your average explorer without ill effect. Then I think it's why I can't have too many. Something on this person starts chirping. He taps his pocket to stop it, but otherwise pays it no mind. But if you're carrying more than you can handle, those cybers react in unpredictable ways, draining your energy, wearing you down, or worse. He leans forward, conspicuously. I can see it in my head, I can't say it in, well, conspicuously. This one time I saw a cluster of cybers bond to each other and gain what I can only describe as a sentence. Oh, sentient. Like it became self-aware. Ripped my assistant to pieces before tearing off into the cloud desert. Haven't seen it since. Picks up his pipe and sticks it back in his mouth. It was completely unexpected. I felt bad about that assistant. Wow. It ripped your assistant apart. It was unexpected. I felt bad about the assistant. You know, like, he never didn't really care. But well, science and all, and he didn't. Most of the most effects of cyber sickness are temporary, easily cured by simple getting rid of some cybers. Can you tell me about the cyber sickness again? Nope. What is the data spear? It is difficult to say exactly. At the most basic level, the data spear is information stored within the air itself, but it's much more than that. Several of the prior worlds created similar spears of knowledge around or throughout our world. Our term data spear encompasses all of them, the connections between them, and the effects thereof. For example, he lifts a knobbed finger. People talk about glimmers, visions from another place of all time. That's what my catchment's saying, isn't it? These are actually some portion of the data spear, accessing human minds. Some cybers, I was going to say cones for some reason, some cybers, even some nanites, nanos, can access arcane knowledge, from the data spear. Why even so called telepathically is sometimes two people communicating through the data spear without realizing it. The data spear as a subject of research is far too large for several lifetimes. Alas, I have only been able to spend my time delving into devices that seem to use it, but not the data spear itself, or rather the various incompatible networks that comprise the data spear, perhaps someday. Interesting. What are esterines? Esterines is the common name for any of the various power abilities that cannot be explained by our understanding of science. Nanoids are capable of esterines much more than most, but other people and even creatures sometimes exhibit powers that we could call esterines as well. What are shins exactly? That's money, isn't it? Or money in this game. He peers at you over his glasses. Ah. You are new, aren't you? Shins are currency. The Aran priests believe that some very ancient prior worlds use specific metals or crystals as currency per their rarity. But of course, no metal is truly rare anymore. Half the nanites I've met can transmute metal into crystal. Why, I once transmuted flesh into gold. I can remember. This guy experiments a lot and it's not very ethical, is it? I can flesh into gold. Unless it's like someone's arm already fell off. Or something. Or, you know, dead skin, maybe. But if you could turn flesh to gold, I think a lot of people would actually do that. You would probably see them, you know, like the people self-caught. But more so, they'd be like stripping their own skin off. Because then they could probably buy, you know, like a robotic arm that's better and stronger with gold. Or they'll go around killing people and stripping them. Yeah, that would be worse. They'll go around killing people and then stripping the skin off, literally skinning people alive to sell the skin, and then we would have another horrible black market out there on top of the already. Was it the organ one in China or something? Apparently, a lot of their, I don't know if they're called mafia or what they're classed as criminals, go around there, and I think even the government supposedly apparently kills people, steals their organs, and sells them to other countries. So for like out like America's, Britain's, Germany, I don't know what other countries own. What's it called? Organ transplant services. I think what I've read anyway. It could be completely rubbish or no, but that's what I've read. And I guess that would be a streavish and that skinning people alive. But of course, no metal's truly. I read that bit. Half the nanos I've been met. Yeah, I read that. Metal is a crystal. I once transmitted. Yeah, I read that. On purpose. No, not entirely on purpose. Oh, okay. Glad he added that, and then not entirely on purpose. So he wasn't purposely trying to skin someone to turn the skin into gold. Anyway, rarity is useless as a means of value. So the value of the shins is necessarily a social construct. Shins can be a coin-like object or a jagged bit of interesting material, though I think you'll find there is remarkable agreement as to what does and does not constitute as a true shin. Many realms in the steadfast actually mint their own money, but you'll be hard-pressed to find a travelling merchant who didn't accept anything you had on you at the time. Okay. Can you tell me about shins? Can you drift apart the number? Run your hand through the soil, son, and you'll find it hardly soil at all. It is filled with the microscopic remains of ancient unknown technologies and structures commonly known as drift. Drift? No. Drift would be a TH, wouldn't it? D-R-I-T-H, drift. Drit? It's like dirt with an R. Drit? 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 Is that right? Drit? Okay. Was it meant to be dirt and the R and the I the wrong way around? Do you know D-R-I-T, dirt? Is that a spelling mistake? Or is it supposed to be drit? Whatever. Why are some places that drit... The fact they've done it twice, I think it's meant to be drit, is even alive. Because, yeah, you don't want to see dirt alive, but I guess a made-up word drit, unless it is a real word and I just never heard of it before, I guess would make sense. You could have it alive. He takes a sip from his mug. I don't recommend sleeping on the ground in those places, by the way. Terrible, unnerving for the survivors. Can you tell me about the sins? What's the order of truth? It's what you might call an organization. Organized religion. Except it's not a religion. Members of the order call themselves priests and their founder the Amber Pope, sorry. But they don't worship anything per se, except perhaps their own intelligence. Intellect. I understand this town has its own branch of the order. They could answer your questions better than I. I'd like to ask you something else. Anything else I haven't asked you? So we've got again, I mean, already asked you. Again. How do you know so much about that? That's new. Cyber gathering was always the main source of income for my family. Alas, no more. But I have extended that penchant into pure research. It is not arrogant to say that mine is one of the greatest laboratories in Steadfast. Yeah, it's not arrogant at all. Whatever. Why, an entire university has sprung up around my home. I specialise in research and experimentation. Prospective assistants apply almost daily before they get killed in your horrible experiments, apparently. Which is good considering how quickly we churn through. Wow, he closed his throat. So I literally knew what he was going to say before he said it. Wow. I'd like to know more about the world. Of course, ask me anything you like. Is this... yeah, I haven't asked any of this. Ooh, gone too far. Ask me anything you like. I've travelled all over the 9th world. Is that 9th or nymph? If it's 9th, I'm thinking for some reason China, 9th wonder of the world. In China as the wrestler who passed away, was it last year or the year before? But not the country China, you know, I already mentioned the country China once today. You know what I'm saying? I'm jumping from China's to China's. I travelled all over the 9th or nymph world, throughout the Steadfast and beyond. I even know a little about this part of the world, the so-called beyond. The beyond. The so-called beyond the beyond. What? The beyond, other than making it a little b to a big B. Beyond the beyond. Okay, I've met explorers all kinds and listened to the countless story. So what is it you would like to know? What can you tell me about the Steadfast? For some reason it sounds like a horse, but I don't know why. Much, my friend, much, too much, in fact. The Steadfast is a collection of kingdoms and for west of here, whatever that word is, all the way at the end of the continent. He blows smoke from its pipe. It forms into a purple ball and drops to and then through the floor. That's a little dangerous. I've heard of secondhand smoke being dangerous, but that's a little ridiculous. You know, if my toe was there, you would have broke it. If this floor isn't, and if you do that a lot around me, you probably make me fall through the floor. Just saying. Come on, be more considerate, boy. Be more considerate. It is where the order of the truth holds sway more than anywhere else. There are several different kingdoms along the scattered villages, and alas, the eldest, whatever, but they all swear fidelity to the Amber Pope and his Aeon priests. He utters a small growl. So he's there. That's not really a growl, whatever. The order requires nobles of the Steadfast to fight against the what? The Gaians? Ganans? The Cain is a K, that's a G. Gaians? Okay, whatever. Supposedly a cult to the north. I have never been there myself, so I don't know the truth, but it sounds like a waste of lives and resources if you ask me. That's why I keep my laboratory in the southern reaches as far from the conflict as possible. He sucks on his pipe thoughtfully. Granted, the order did ask me to leave after several incidents, but I was planning on moving anyway. Okay, so they told you to basically get lost, and you conveniently, bunny hyphens in the ass type thing. You conveniently already leaving. Yeah, I don't really believe that, but whatever. What can you tell me about the beyond? That's beyond the beyond, apparently. A wildness between the Steadfast and here, highly dangerous. His words seem meant to frighten, but he has an excited glimmer in his eye. Some of the most interesting claves, and villages can be found there. I found one village whose people hovered a meter off the ground from birth to death. Okay, that's weird, but cool at the same time. The villagers of another world tell you the exact method of your future death. Huh. If you know, I was found that if you know what your future death is it like predetermined? You cannot do anything to escape it. A bit like that film Final Destination. You have to die that way. Technically, if you do avoid it, they kill you in a different way, don't they? So, not really the best example. But anyway, my point is, if you know it's coming, you know where and when and how, can you literally go somewhere else? Or would the death somehow follow you? Or would they somehow force you there? Like, you're supposed to die on top of Mount Everest. So you're like, I'm not going to climb Mount Everest. Simple. Then so somehow you decide not to climb Mount Everest. Someone knocks you unconscious, takes your helicopter up there, you wake up and you die up top of Mount Everest anyway. For some weird reason. Yeah, that's probably very far-fetched, but you know what I'm saying. Can you avoid it? Okay, some of the most interesting claves. Those can I read that bit. There's people hovering. Yep, right there. Villages of another word. Yep. I can't say how accurate they were. But several of my assistants tended their resignations. So my assistants attended their resignations. Oh, so they basically told the future death of some of your assistants, i.e. probably with experiments for you, so they tried to do what I said, they resigned unless they can't get done by one of your experiments and not working for you. But then again, you had some of them go all self-aware, kill one of them and leave, and you're already gone. So they could probably fly through this window and kill one of them anyway, the ones who resigned. If it has to happen, so to speak, you can't avoid it. Or you end up blowing their place up or something by mistake. Here's a rocket. Ooh, where'd it go? Oh, the village my older sister retired to. Oopsie. Further out is the realm of the most deadly creatures, landscapes and weather. Oh yes, he says, seeing your expression, the land and weather itself will rip you apart in several locations in the beyond. Beyond, remember. Not just beyond the beyond. You've heard of the Iron Wind. It is but one of the cruel rulers of the land, though perhaps the most infamous, a cloud of invisible machines altering the physical structure of anything and anyone in touch. He grins widely as he brings his cup to his lips. Truly terrible. This guy's getting a little sicko, isn't he? He's a little stack short from the top of him, so to speak. Okay, what can you tell me about the areas beyond the beyond? And we're going to ask him that next episode, so like subscribing. Good stuff, and tune next week when we find out what's beyond the beyond. Because I don't think I asked that, because I just asked him, can you tell me about the beyond again? And now it's beyond the beyond. So let's grab next stuff. Bye, everyone.